Alright, really quickly before we get started, there's going to be a backing track linked below. I suggest you go to that link to practice any moment in this solo. So when we get to the first part, stop and go to the backing track and practice the concept. Once you get that, come back to the video, then keep on going back to that backing track. You'll understand one section at a time. This video, backing track. This video, backing track. StichMethod, here we go. Bye. Alright, welcome to the StichMethod's In the Mind of Jimmy Page for Since I've Been Loving You. A couple of quick notes before we get into it. Number one, this is about improvising over the guitar solo part. Number two, I have my Les Paul, but my tone isn't going to be that of Jimmy Page's because my amp settings are different and I don't have the pedals. But I brought old Leslie out for the show. And number three, there is a lot to do in this, and I have no idea how long the video is going to be. So don't get intimidated by the length. Just go slow and work with it. This is going to give you the ability to kind of analyze the sections of the solo and give you the mindset of what he is doing. And then when you look at the tabs, hopefully you'll be able to see the same areas, the same concepts. And if you want to learn it note for note, you can look up a tab, but this is more of how did he design his solo. And before we get into it, I will say that the album version solo is absolutely amazing, and he had plenty of time to either shape it or edit it or redo takes. And when you listen to several of the live versions as well, the improvised solos are, they have some places that are the same types of flair, which we will learn, but nonetheless different types of solos. So just stick with what you can do and keep on trying to get better and better at it. There's no need to sound like Jimmy Page right now. It's just you want to sound like you and you want to grab the concept. So with that being said, here we go. Whew. Okay, now, the chord progression for Since I've Been Loving You, is it's a C minor blues, all right? And it's in 6/8, which means it has a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, over and over again. And so we're going to kind of take it one change at a time. When they come out of the verse, he does this little this turnaround part. And then the solo begins. And the solo begins on a C minor chord. Now the C minor chord is going to get 2 bars of 6. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll put a C minor down here, 8th fret minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now a lot happens in this. So first of all, what's the scale that we're going to use for a C minor blues? Now I did a C minor blues, I did a minor blues video where I was telling you, the minor scale, the actual C minor scale is going to be more melodic. And that is true. And in this particular solo, he comes out really strong on the C pentatonic scale. And right when he changes to the F, he'll start incorporating more of the C minor scale. So let's look at both of them so we know them. So the C pentatonic, 8, 11, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 10, 8, 11, 8, 11. For those who know, that's the form 1 pentatonic, and most of his magic happens here. He does make a little edit. Instead of playing 8, 11, 8, he'll play 8, 6, 8. You can hear the same notes. It's very common for the blues because you can get that nice slide in, pardon me. So there's edit there into his approach. And then also the C minor scale, we're going to get the full C minor. We have 8, 10, 11, 8, 10, 11, 8, 10, 7, 8, 10, 8, 9, 11, 8, 10, 11. And that's important for a little bit of magic that happens a little bit later, but you want to know both of those. I will have a very nicely handwritten clean chart in the description if you want to grab it, or you can watch this video. If you're a visual learner, it's there for you. Don't worry about it, but here we go. So when he comes in the C, he's going to start with the standard. Oh yeah, again, I have to show you a lot of the lines that he does, but when it comes to improvising, you kind of want to check in on some of the notes in these very expected moments of the song, and then improvise around it. So he comes in strong with the standard blues bending of this 4, the interval of the 4th, right there. Okay. And he works down this pentatonic, and he gets down to that thick note. And that's on the first 6 beats of the song, and it's really fast. I'm not going to play it fast, but he does something to this extent, starting with his bend, and hits this note. Then he's going to come back up. There it is. He's going to come back up, And then he kind of hits this note, the 8th fret of the D string and the 8th fret of G string, and then back to that root note, the 10th fret. So it's got this like, okay? So here it is. I have my looper set up. Here's the first couple bars. I'm going to play this clean. I'm not going to play it, actually I should turn my volume up, right, so you can hear it. I'm going to play this clean. I'll play with distortion a little bit, and here it is. Messed it up, but you heard it. A little more time for you. I spare no expense. Right there. Oh, okay. So you saw how I did this standard blues line, work myself down a pentatonic, okay, down to that thick root note, climb back up. Sorry, then I hit that root note and I fumbled around a little bit in this minor pentatonic. Then we're going to get to the F chord. Now we got to talk, guys. We have an F chord appearing here. So what do we do with this? Well, there's a lot of possibilities you can do. Now, I forgot to mention that this 2 bars of F is really still considered within the first movement of this blues. It has a C for 2 bars and F minor for 2 bars, or C minor for 2 bars, F minor for 2 bars. And then it goes back to a C. So we're in this, still in this C minor realm. It really hasn't switched really over to the F minor where it would normally for a blues. So what am I talking about? Well, we're going to stick with the C scale for now, the C minor scale, but we're going to enhance it with the F minor chord tones. So he's going to shift over to the C minor scale I talked about, because this has a ton more color. But he's going to highlight the notes of the F minor chord right here. So what are these notes? Well, if you look, every note, can you see it there? Yeah. Every note of this chord is in the pentatonic that we're using, except for this note right here, the 9th fret of the B string. Okay? That note is the minor third of the F chord. That's the minor third of this chord. The same note is also here on the 11th fret of the A string. Okay? So you have the 1, then you have a minor, this is of the F minor chord. 1, minor third, 5, 1, minor third, 5. Everything is in the pentatonic except for this note and this note. So what does he do when he hits the F chord? You can hear him right there, right to that minor third. It's the minor third that makes the chord minor, so he's going right for the juicy part, right for the heart of it, okay? And then he's going to go up to this last note in the C minor scale, walk down a little bit, and come right back down to that minor third. Keep on landing on the notes of the chord. He's landing on the notes of the chord. And then he comes to this note in the C minor pentatonic, or the C minor pentatonic, excuse me, and he ends it by touching this minor third. Or, so here's what it sounds like when he goes to the F. Okay, and he's going to start over on the C. Here's what it sounds like again. The C, the F minor, C minor, sorry, F minor. All right, with the clean Les Paul, I know, all dirtied up, okay? There it is. All right, so let's hear it with a little bit of distortion. Let's test out distortion. Okay, here we go. Now I have a big muff pedal. And it's very, very like thick. It's not necessarily the Jimmy Page tone, but nonetheless, it'll give you a good idea of what it sounds like with distortion. Okay, woo! I'm loving that. Sorry for all the clicking. All right, okay, so let's keep on continuing on. Oh my God, 10 minutes in the video already. Man, hope you guys are enjoying this. All right, then he is going right back to the C minor, and we're doing 4 counts of 6, okay? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so there's a lot of C minor. So what is he doing? Well, he's going to start off with the low end of the C minor pentatonic. He really kind of celebrates this whole entire scale. Stays in the meat and potatoes right in this 8 and 10 fret area, and then goes right into the form 2. And it hangs out here. So how do you get to the form 2? Well, if you're familiar with my never lost pentatonic, you could play the first part, then get your first finger here, and that's your root note. And right here you're in the form 2, and there's a root note, and he's playing, and then to finish off the form 2 pentatonic, he's right here. Okay, so there's my never lost into that second box, and then here's my form 2. If you want to do the whole thing, but he's in the last 2 strings of it. So for 4 whole counts of 6. So I'm going to play the C part, the F part, and I'm going to play the extended C part. Again, after this, we'll have a backing track of me shouting out the chords for your practice at a slow speed. All right, so here it is. I'm going to play with clean again, okay, just so you can hear the notes. Here we go. Here's the C. F. What's the C here? Okay, so he was just there. Sorry, I was just staring at space in the C minor pentatonic. And then he gets the F part. All right, so now when we change the F, again, I'll have a backing track. Everything will be labeled out as for the progression. Now when he gets to this F chord, this one's different. Okay, this is the true F. The whole thing moves to an F for 4 counts of 6. So now we're in the F minor. Excuse me, I keep on saying F, but I really mean F minor, so please pardon me on that. And what happens here, he's going to straight up now take an F minor scale. He's going to rock it. Now to me, excuse me, this was one of the most jaw-dropping moments in the scale, in the solo off of the album, and he does this line with a rake. I had no idea what it was for years until I really wanted to figure it out. So let's take an F minor scale and let's analyze it. We're going to start on the 13th fret. The full scale, 13, 15, 16, 13, 15, 16, 13, 15, then 12, 13, 15, 13, 14, 15, 13, 15, 16. Form 1, quote-unquote, minor scale. By the way, you guys requested this, and this is hard. I mean, this is hard stuff because Jimmy Page is amazing. Let's keep going. So what he's going to do is, those last notes, okay, he's going to put his first finger across this bar here, and he's going to come backwards, and then he's going to drag and get that ring finger onto the root note, that 1. I hope you guys have seen my other videos because it makes sense if you did. So it goes, it's a rake. So let's get that right hand. But he's really aggressive and like, I use the term sloppy. It's just raw, I guess. Okay, and then he's going to mess around with pure F minor diatonics. And he throws this in there. And then he takes this note also. I mean, really gets a sick bend on that. And that note is actually, here's the F minor scale. Sorry. That note is the note he's bending to from here. I mean, it's sick. So he hits the F. And he's going to end on the C right here. You'll see. We're getting a little ahead of ourselves. I hope you guys aren't throwing up yet. I mean, this is a huge video. All right, so now I'm going to press play. I got to go through all the parts again because my loop is, so you're going to hear the C, you're going to hear the F with the chord tones, back to the C using the whole scale into the form 2, and then we're going to hit the F minor scale. All right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Clean distortion. I got a clean guitar. Now, there is the C, and I'm trying to pay attention to not screwing up that much. And then he goes back to the C. And he goes back to the C again for a C minor scale, rip-roaring mad, okay, for another 4 bars. And then he's going to sit there and come down this thing, do his Jimmy Page stuff. Like really fast stuff. This is all this really fast pentatonic stuff. Don't be afraid to try it on your own. One thing he does do is he plants his first finger on the G string 8th fret. He gets his ring finger onto the 10th fret and his middle finger onto the 10th fret of the D. And he does these triplets. Okay, that's a Jimmy Page thing. All right, he's going to do that for a while. He comes up to that form 2. Okay, then they're going to hit the G minor chord. Okay, right here is the magic. All this, it's 16 minutes in the video for this moment here. Here is your G minor, and we're going to use straight up G minor pentatonic, okay? G minor chord, G minor pentatonic. Should be nothing new for you guys who are veterans of the Stitch method. So we have a form 4 pentatonic, so it's going to be 10, 13, 10, from the A string, 10, 13, 10, 12, 10, 12, 11, 13, 10, 13. And if you look at my G minor chord, and you have these notes in it, listen carefully. He's going to come with these notes, which are in the pentatonic. Okay? It's the pentatonic, but it's the chord tone. Well, it's 1, flat 3, 5. And this is the note in the scale. He's going to bend up to the root note. So, or... And then he's going to finish off with the famous ending. Okay, and I'm going to show it to you. Excuse me, and this is it on the album. You want to throw it in. 9, 11, 9, sorry. Then back up to the form 2 pentatonic. Okay, so I'm going to keep going. He's going to mess around with C minor pentatonic. Go back to the form 2. And end it. So now I'm going to try playing it all the way through. Remember that you can pause this stuff anytime, rewind it. It's a monstrous video. I started going fast at the end because I didn't want to repeat everything a lot. It's the G minor pentatonic for the G minor chord. Then the very famous ending. C minor pentatonic, then back to the form 2, all right, here it is, hopefully clean with everything. I was trying to shout out all the chords for you. You guys make me do a lot, but it's okay. Here we go. C. C. G. Then the ending. C minor pentatonic. Then the ending. I messed around there, but you understand it. Alright, so there it is. I'm going to have a backing track for you at the end of this. Actually, you know what? I have a backing track linked below. This is way too long. It's already 20 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. And we're back. My doorbell rang. Anyway, alright, so there it was. There was a lot. I kept the solo clean. You can put distortion on it, no problem, but I wanted you to hear what I was doing. Yeah, the backing track is going to be linked below. I'll be shouting the chords out. I'll do it a little bit slower speed. I wish you all the best. Again, this is just for improvising over the solo. I mean, going over the tabs note for note is still exciting, and as you get better understanding where those chords are, the more you'll see where those tabs are lining up and everything makes sense. I really hope you enjoyed it. Sorry about the doorbell. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed.